Hello, NCC family. I am Bo Carlson, member of the student ministries team here at NCC. And today we have a really cool opportunity to talk about the amazing and the courageous story of Daniel in the lion's den in Daniel chapter 6. So as the chapter starts out, Daniel is finding favor in the eyes of King Darius, and all of the king's close advisors are building a growing resentment and jealousy towards Daniel as he continues to climb the ladders and climb the ranks in King Darius's kingdom. And so what they do is kind of trick the king into signing this decree where if anyone prays or worships anyone other than the king himself over the period of the next 30 days, then they will be thrown in the den of lions. And so that's the situation, and Daniel actually hears about this. And in verses 10 and 11, we're going to read Daniel's response to hearing this decree. Verse 10 says this: "Now when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to God just as he had done before. Then these men went as a group, and they found Daniel praying and asking God for help." And so as the king's advisors see Daniel continue in prayer, even after this decree is established, they then go back to the king and explain to the king what is happening here. The king begrudgingly and very sadly admits that he agreed and he signed this decree. And so what he does in response is throw Daniel into the den of lions. We're going to pick up on verse 16. It says this: "So the king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, 'May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you.' A stone was brought and placed over the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet ring and with the rings of his nobles, so that Daniel's situation might not be changed. Then the king returned to his palace and spent the night without eating and without any entertainment being brought to him, and he could not sleep. At the first light of dawn, the king got up and he hurried to the lion's den. When he came near the den, he called to Daniel in an anguished voice. He said, 'Daniel, servant of the living God,'" he acknowledges who the Lord is, "has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "May the king live forever. My God sent his angels, and he shut the mouths of the lion. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty." The king was overjoyed and gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den. Daniel had no wound found on him. And what I want to bring our attention to, NCC, is this: Daniel was a blameless and innocent man in the sight of the Lord. When his back was against the wall, Daniel chose to worship, and he still found himself in the den of lions. And so, brothers and sisters, today, even if we continue in prayer and in worship, and we are found blameless in the sight of the Lord, for some reason, God allows us, me and you, to still be lowered into the den of lions. That's not the question. The question is, when you are in the den, when I am in the den, what will we choose to do, and where will we choose to go? Daniel continually chose to call out to the Lord, to his Father in heaven. And our command today, friends, is the exact same. When our back is against the wall, when we are in the den, when things don't make sense, where will we go?